When organizations set up global capability centers, the initial focus is almost always on efficiency in delivery. But something happens as GCCs begin to scale. Very quickly, delivery questions turn into ownership questions, such as who owns platform roadmap, who makes trade-off decisions, and when something goes wrong, who is ultimately accountable. In early stages, risk is typically managed through controls and approvals. What works for a while? But as platforms scale and GCCs move from execution to true ownership, that model starts to break down. What works at small scale, centralized approvals, manual checks, constant escalation becomes friction at enterprise scale. At this point, risk stops being a control problem and reveals itself as operating model problem. And scaling GCCs make this visible very quickly. When ownership is unclear, teams either slow down or work around controls. When decision rights are ambiguous, risk increases even as governance grows. And when accountability is fragmented, leaders lose visibility into what really matters. The most effective GCCs I've seen recognize that platform ownership and risk are inseparable. They don't ask, how do we add more controls? Instead, they ask, how do we design ownership so that right decisions are made at right time and at right level? That shift changes everything. So risk becomes something that is designed into platforms, not bolted afterward. Governance becomes lighter, not heavier, because decision paths are clear. And teams move faster because they know exactly where authority and accountability sit. There is also a common assumption that stronger risk management slows down GCCs. In reality, the opposite is often true. When leaders define clear ownership models and risk boundaries, teams execute with confidence. Delivery accelerates because ambiguity is removed. Ultimately, scaling GCCs teach us this. Risk is not managed by distance, it is managed by clarity. Clarity of ownership, clarity of decision rights, and clarity of accountability. When those are in place, platforms scale safely and GCCs evolve into true owners, not just delivery engines. Thank you.